Good morning, everyone. Don't you want to know the history of Manipur? The history of Manipur, known as Kangle Park in ancient times, is reflected by archaeological research, mythology, and written history. Manipur, a princely state, came under the British rule in 1891. During the Second World War, Manipur was the scene of battles between Japanese and Allied forces. After the war, Maharaja Bodhchandra signed a treaty of accession, merging the kingdom into India. It was made a union territory in 1956 and a full-fledged state in 1972. The earliest recorded history of Manipur region dates to about 900 CE. The beginning of Manipur's more recent history dates from 1762 when the Raja Jai Singh concluded a treaty with the British to repel an invasion of Burmans from Myanmar. Further communication was minimal until 1824, when the British were again requested to expel the Burmans. Disputed successions were a continual source of political turmoil until Chura Chand, a 5-year-old member of the ruling family, was nominated Raja in 1891. For the next 8 years, the administration was conducted under British supervision. Slavery and forced labor were abolished and roads were constructed.
Manipur. One of the legends is that Krishna requested Shiva to keep a watch while he danced a ras with Radha and gopis. Parvati, on seeing Shiva protecting a particular spot, was curious to see what Shiva was protecting. Shiva searched for a place, high and low, for a beautiful and a secluded place for dancing the ras with Parvati. He saw Manipur surrounded by mountains, its beautiful valleys covered by a sheet of water. With his trident, he struck the mountain ranges, making a path for the water to flow out. The valley of Manipur emerged and Shiva and Parvati danced on it.
1907, the government was assumed by the Raja and the Darbar or council, whose vice president was a member of the Indian Civil Service. Subsequently, the administration was transferred to the Raja, and the vice president of the Darbar became its president. After an uprising of the Kuki Hill tribes in 1917, a new system of government was adopted. The region was divided into three subdivisions, each headed by an officer from the neighboring government of Assam. With the accession of Manipur to India in 1947, the political agency exercised by Assam was abolished. 2 years later, Manipur became a union territory governed by a chief commissioner and an elected territorial council. In 1969, the office of the chief commissioner was replaced by that of lieutenant governor, whose status was changed to governor when Manipur became a constituent state of the Indian Union on July 21.
Battles fought in Manipur. The Battle of Imphal took place in the region around the city of Imphal, the capital of Manipur state, from March until July 1944. Japanese armies attempted to destroy the Allied forces at Imphal and invaded India but were back into Burma with heavy losses. The Japanese defeat at Kohima and Imphal was the largest until that time. Kongjom War. The Kongjom War was an armed conflict between the British Empire and the Kingdom of Manipur. The war lasted between 31 March and 27 April 1881, ending in a British victory. It is also known as Anglo-Manipur War. Women in Manipur enjoy special status in society and have always taken an active role in shaping the history of Manipur. Nupilat, which loosely translates to Women's War in English, is an important movement in the history of Manipur. The Manipuri women waged two historic wars in 1907 and 1939 against mass exploitation and artificial famine triggered by the British imperialists.
Manipur, the jewel of India. The best tourist spots in Manipur are Imphal, Ukhrul, Thorwal, Vishnupur, Srinath. Imphal. Imphal, the capital of Manipur, is a scenic city. It is one of the most famous places to visit in northeast India. It is located in the heart of Manipur. It is bejeweled with glittering lakes and waterfalls. Important landmarks such as Manipur State Museum and the Palace of Gangai are located here. Attractions in Imphal: Loktak Lake, Kangla Fort, Red Hill Lokpaching, Saroli National Park, Manipur State Museum. Ukhrul. Ukhrul, a picture city, is a visual delight. You will be mesmerized by the beautiful hills, waterfalls, and streams. It's the best spot for a nature lover. Trekking and tea garden visit are amongst the most common activities here. Attractions in Ukhrul. Nilai Tea Estate, Hamdan Mangwa Cave, Kachao Funglei, Kangkui Cave, Kayang Peak. The Shirui lily is the state flower of Manipur. It is found exclusively in Shirui Hill in Ukhrul. The hill is filled with Shirui lily and is a breathtaking view. Thobal. Thobal, situated amidst hills, is perfect for trekking and hiking. Lush greenery, lakes, and rivers make this spot perfect for outdoor activities. The locals enhance the greenery by planting banyan trees along the roads and fruit trees at home. Attractions in Thobal. Thobal River, Imphal River, Thobal Busa, People's Museum, Khongjong War Memorial. Bishnupur. Bishnupur is a town in Bishnupur district in the state of Manipur, India. It derives its name from an ancient Vishnu temple located in the town, which was established in the 15th century. Vishnupur is the administrative headquarters of Vishnupur district. Attractions in Vishnupur. Karang Island, Maimbam Lokpache, Kebul Lamjao National Park, INA Museum, Loktak Lake. Senapati. Senapati, a place which preserves its natural beauty, has some parts still unexplored. With 80% of its land covered in forest, it has hills, gorges, and rivers. It is located in the northern part of Manipur. Jukau Valley, a breathtaking destination with the rare Jukau lily, is located here in Senapati. The Cherry Blossom Festival happens here in Mao, Senapati. It highly promotes tourism and it is known as Sakura in Japan. Thank you.
Hello all. Today we are going to present about Manipur tourist spots. Loktak Lake. Loktak Lake in Bishnupur district is the largest freshwater lake in the northeast India. It is a beautiful stretch of water resembling a miniature inland sea. A day spent at Loktak Lake is a lifetime of memory. Visitors can catch a bird's eye view of the lake from Sendra. Fishermen living in floating islands called Fumdis in floating huts known as Fumsangs are unique sights of this lake. Leimaram Waterfalls. Leimaram Waterfalls makes an enthralling sight for tourists to savor. Besides, the mist emerging from the water that disperses in the surrounding is something that conjures up the images of serenity. The route to the falls initially cuts through the forest and foliage and finally a climb up stone steps. The valley from which the waterfall surrounds is profusely green and extremely alluring. Kangla Fort. Kangla was the seat of King Pakangba in 33 AD. The monarchy of Manipur was founded and enlarged from Kangla. Its brick walls were constructed in 1632 AD after acquiring the skills from Chinese prisoners captured during war. The fort is surrounded by a moat. It was under control of Assam Rifles until 2003. Manipur kings had a royal polo ground within the Kangla fort.
Zugu Valley. The Zugu Valley is a valley located at the borders of the states of Nagaland and Manipur in northeast India. Zugu Valley is also known as the Valley of Flowers. This valley is well known for its natural environment, seasonal flowers, and flora and fauna. The valley is famous for its wide range of flowers in every season, but the most famous one is the Zugu lily and it's only found in this valley. The INA Museum or the Indian National Army War Museum in the INA Memorial Complex in Moirang is the only official museum dedicated to the Second World War in Manipur. Its focus is primarily on the rise of the INA and on the role and activities of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in particular. The complex also contains a museum dedicated to the INA along with a library and an auditorium and a statue of Subhash Chandra Bose. Kalbul Lamjao National Park. The park is located in the southwestern part of Loktak Lake. This is the last natural habitat of the brown antler deer, Shankai, the dancing deer of Manipur. Kaibul Lamjao National Park is the only floating park in the world. The Forest Department of Manipur maintains watchtowers and 2 rest houses within the park. Shooting game is prohibited there. Sankai. The Sankai is an endemic and endangered subspecies of El's deer found only in Manipur. It is also the state animal of Manipur. Its common English name is Manipur brown antlered deer or Elk's deer, and the scientific name is Lucivers LD. Its natural habitat is the floating marshy grasslands of the Kaibul Lamjau National Park, located in the southern parts of the Loktak.
Kankui Mansur Cave. The Kankui Cave, locally called as Kankui Mansur, is essentially a natural limestone cave. Archaeologists have discovered many important artifacts dating back to the Paleolithic culture from this cave. The cave is about 15 km away on eastern side from Ukril town. The cave was used as a shelter by the local people during World War II. Manipur Zoological Gardens. The Manipur Zoological Garden is a home to about 400 common and rare species of birds and animals. The garden provides shelter to Elk's deer, which is also called Tamil. Other than this, one could even spot the slow morris, Himalayan bear, python, hula gibbon, flying squirrel, and leopard cat, and more. Also, along with the animals, the garden is the home to the rare bird species called nongit, and 55 other bird species that keep the atmosphere chirpy and melodious. Mrs. Hume's pheasant. Mrs. Hume's pheasant, also known as bar-tailed pheasant, is large up to 90 cm long forest pheasant with a grayish brown head, bare red facial skin, chestnut brown plumage, yellowish bill, brownish orange iris, white wing bars, and metallic blue neck feathers. The male has a long grayish white barred, black and brown tail. The female is a chestnut brown bird with whitish throat, buff color, belly, and white tipped tail. Is the state bird of Manipur. Singda Dam. Singda Dam is a multi-purpose project which is constructed at the Singda River in Kangchu, located at about 90 km west of Imphal. It is one of the highest earthen dam in India with the length of 490 meter and 60 meter in height. Thank you.
Good afternoon to one and all. My name is Mridul Matthew Joseph and I am from grade 8 Lotus of the Serene Valley campus of Kallam in Kerala. Today I am going to be explaining about the sports of Manipur. Manipuri sports. Manipur is called the powerhouse of sports. Manipur is a state in which sports are taken seriously. There is a separate school in Imphal for sports. Manipur children are brought in these schools and are trained up to international standards. Many Olympic athletes that have been participating are people from Manipur. Many Olympic champions have emerged from the state. The school in Imphal was created for just the same. The people of Manipur enjoyed their sports. Boxing. Most of us are familiar with the world's first female boxer to win a gold medal in 6 boxing world championships. Mary Kom teaches boxing to children that are keen to learn the sport of boxing. MC Mary Kom spends a lot of time to build her physique and concentration even more. Martial arts. Hang Ta, Wushu and Taekwondo. Wushu. Wushu is a martial art that originated in Manipur. The martial art is popular globally. It has been derived from ancient Chinese martial art. Taekwondo. Taekwondo is a martial art in which a person uses repeated kicks against an opponent. Women use Taekwondo as a self-defense technique. Hang Ta. During the British colonization of India, Hang Ta was banned due to fear from the British. From then it has been revived. People use different types of swords in Hang Ta. Adventure sports. Many extreme sports are played in Manipur, such as hiking, trekking, ziplining, and being pulled by rubber ropes. For practice or training, the extreme thrill seekers will climb and zipline on trees, after which the adventure starts. Polo. Manipur is the birthplace of modern polo. The British discovered about polo and spread it globally. The game of polo is so popular that in Manipur there is a separate god for polo. According to records, the people of Manipur use a special set of ponies. The ponies are taken from the line of horses that the great Mongol ruler Genghis Khan once kept in his army. The Manipur people had proven that ponies are better for polo matches. In Manipur, many women play polo. People in Manipur are very joyful while playing polo, especially in its ancient form.
Hello everyone, my name is Nishantar and I am from Grade 8 Lotus. Today I'll be speaking about the different sports of Manipur. Why is Manipur known as the powerhouse of sports? Manipur has many titles such as the Jewel of India or the Switzerland of India. One such title of Manipur is the powerhouse of sports. It is called so because Manipur has many sports personalities that have set national and international records such as P. Narakamol Singh and Saika Mirabai Chanu. In the next few slides we'll be discussing about the different sports of Manipur. Mukna. In Mukna, there are two contestants who usually belong in the same weight category. The contestants wearing a waist belt hold each other's belts and try to pin the other contestant down. Holding the opponent's neck, hair, ears, or legs with the hands will be considered as a foul. Boxing and kicking are also prohibited. The competitor who touches the ground first with his hands, head, back, shoulder, or knee will be considered as a loser. Kong Kang Jay. Kong Kang Jay is also known as foot hockey in English. The game consists of two teams with 7 players in each side. The match is refereed by an umpire who starts the game by throwing the ball between them at the center line. Each player has a stick made of bamboo, which is used to strike the ball made out of bamboo root. Each player is associated with the opposing player, and the player can obstruct the opponent and even trip them. The player may pick up the ball and run with it, and can also kick the ball, but they must strike it with the stick to score a goal. Yubilakpi. Yubilakpi literally means coconut snatching. It is a game similar to rugby. The coconut is greased to make it slippery. It is played on a green turf. There are two teams, each with 7 players. The goal post is present in the central portion of the goal line. The coconut serves the purpose of a ball. The aim of the game is to run while carrying the coconut and cross over the goal line while the other team tackles and blocks any such attempt as well as tries to grab the coconut and score on its own. The team with the most goals wins. Ulaobi. Ulaobi is a game mostly played by females. The number of players is not fixed but are divided into two groups, attackers and defenders. The attackers say ooh as long as they can and try to touch the defenders. If the attacker touches the defender while saying ooh, the defender is out, and this process goes on until every defender is out. However, if the attacker runs out of breath while saying ooh, the attacker is out. The points are counted on the number of eliminations of the attackers or defenders. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hello all. Today I am going to talk about some famous sports persons of Manipur. Manipur has produced a remarkable number of athletes. This year, 5 athletes represented India at the Tokyo Olympics. They were MC Mary Kom, boxing, S. Mirabai Chanu, weightlifting, S. Neelakanta Sharma, hockey, P. Sushila Chanu, hockey, and Likmabam Sushila, judo. I'm going to talk about some other athletes who are from Manipur. They are N. Kunjarani Devi. She has won silver and bronze medal in the 44 and 46 kg category at the Asian Games. Kunjarani Devi is the most decorated sportsperson in weightlifting. She won the gold medal at the 2006 Commonwealth Games. She was awarded the Arjuna Award in 1990 and Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award in 1996. She was conferred with the Padma Shri in 2011. She has 50 international medals to her credit. 55-year-old Kunjarani Devi is currently Commandant and Nodal Officer of the Central Sports Team in the CRPF. Oinam Bembem Devi. Oinam Bembem Devi is known as a Durga of Indian football. She won 2 gold medals at the South Asian Games in 2010 and 2016. She was awarded the Arjuna Award in 2017. She was conferred the Padma Shri in 2020. Devendra Singh Laishram. He won a silver medal in the Commonwealth Games in 2014. He also won a silver medal at the Asian Confederation of Boxing Championship. Devendra Singh won a gold medal at Box Sky Invitation Tournament in 2014. Dingo Singh. N. Dingo Singh won the gold medal at 1998 Asian Games. He was awarded the Padma Shri by the Government of India in 2013. He was a service personnel in the Indian Navy. India lost him due to liver cancer on 10 June 2021. Sushila Chanu. Sushila Chanu won a gold medal in 2017 Asia Cup. She also won a gold medal in the 2016 South Asian Games. So Sheila Chanu led the Indian hockey team at the Rio Olympics. Thank you.
Manipuri dances encompasses both classical and folk dance forms. The folk dance forms are mainly attributed to regional deities such as women Lai and performed during Lai Haro. The most famous dance forms of Manipur are Kamba Toibi dance, Maybe dance, Nupa Pala or symbol dance, Ras Leela, Pung Choi, Kamba Toibi, a dance of dedication to the Sylvan deity. Kamba Toibi dance is a duet of male and female partners. It is believed that the legendary hero Kamba and heroine Toibi dance together before the Lord Tanjing, a celebrated deity of Moran, for peace and prosperity of the land. Maybe dance. Maybes, the priestesses considered to be spiritual mediums, depict the entire concept of cosmogony of the Metis people and describe their way of life through their dances, a way of reliving life as in the past. This dance is performed during the festival of Lai Haroba, which is an annual ritual festival of the Metis. Nipapala. Nipapala is a ramification of the Manipuri style of dance and music. It is normally performed by male performers using cymbals and wearing white pigeon and spiritual turbans who sing and dance to the rhythm of pung. Raslila. The Raslila depicts the fond love of Radha for Lord Krishna as well as the sheer devotion of the gopis towards the Lord. It is generally performed in an enclosure in front of the temple throughout the night. Ras performances are seasonal and varied and performed at the temple of Sri Govindaji in Imphal on the nights of Basanta Purnima, Sarada Purnima and Kartik Purnima and at local temples later. The Ras Leela is one of the major Indian classical dance forms. Pung Cholo. Pung or Manipuri Mrutanga is the soul of Manipuri Sankirtana music and classical Manipuri dance. It is an indispensable part of all social and devotional ceremonies in Manipur, the instrument itself becoming an object of veneration. Pung Cholom is performed as an introductory number preceding the Sankirtana and Ras Leela. It is a famous dance style of Manipur which involves dancing and playing a drum simultaneously. Pung Cholom is also a combination of sound and movement, which demands acrobatic skills as it requires jumping and swirling. Folk music. Kulang Isai, Lai Haroba Isai, Pena Isai. Classical music. Nat Sankritana, Nupipala, Manohar Sai, Kubak Isai. Pena. Pena is an instrument made from a bamboo rod and the shell of goat or coconut. The penna is an ancient instrument that is a sort of national symbol for Manipuris. Nat Sankirtana. Nat Sankirtana is performed on such occasions such as the birth of a child, giving food for the first time to a child, piercing of the ears, the marriage ceremony, and funerals. And it becomes the fourth Indian art form recognized by the UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. Quebec Isai. Quebec Isai is a kind of song accompanied entirely by clap.
Hello, my name is Shijo, and I'm going to be talking about coins and currency of Manipur. Methi currency. The Methi currency for most of the history of Manipur consisted of gold, silver, bronze, and copper coinage. The earliest known coinage was issued by during the reign of Emperor Ura Konthoba in the 7th century CE in ancient Manipur. From the earliest history of the coinage in the ancient Manipur during the 1st century CE well into the modern times, Methi currency saw many changes in form, denomination, and composition. There are many archaeological sites excavated in Manipur from where many ancient coins were found, among which Nacho is one of the most significant places. Bell metal cell of Manipur. The bell metal cell is one of the coins of Manipur. These uniface coins are iconic and interesting parts of the coinage of Manipur. This is the currency notes issued by the Azad Hind Bank, which show an undivided India and Burma were also found. These are the old coins after Manipur became a state of India. This is the present day currency. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. I am Vedeshishna DS from Grade 8 Lotus. Today I am going to show you the newspapers and stamps used in Manipur. Newspapers of Manipur. The News Sangay Express is the largest circulating newspaper in Manipur. The Imphal Free Press. It is an English language daily published in Manipur, which is the most widely read newspaper in Manipur alongside the Sangay Express. Pognaba. Pognaba is the most read Manipuri newspaper published in Bengali script in Imphal. Manipur, it is owned and published by Gurumayan Shantikumari Devi from Keshambat TM Liarak Imphal. Huyen Landbao. The Huyen Landbao is the only oldest circulating newspaper not only in Manipur but in the entire northeastern region of India. Stamps of Manipur. Stamp 1 shows the Manipur bush quiet, which is seen only in the forest of Manipur. And the second stamp shows the Sangai deer, which is a state animal of Manipur, and the endangered species, which is found only in the forest of Manipur. Nupilan. The women of Manipur enjoy special status in the society and have always taken an active role in shaping the history of Manipur. Nupilan, which loosely translates to women's war in English, is an important moment in the history of Manipur. The Manipur women waged into two historic wars in 1904 and 1939 against the mass exploitation and artificial famine triggered by the British imperialists. Gaidin Liu. Gaidin Liu was a Naga spiritual and political leader who led the revolt against British rule in India. At the age of 13, she joined the Herka religious movement of her cousin Haipo Jadonang.
Festivals of Manipur, Yaosheng and Ningol Chikoba. Yaosheng. Yaosheng, the festival of colors. The festival of Yaosheng is considered one of the major festivals of Manipur, a 5-day event celebrated on the full moon day of month of Lanta, that is February to March. The festival is generally celebrated at the same time as Holi. But unlike Holi, the celebrations go far beyond just colors. The festival is celebrated with singing, dancing, and many other traditional performances. It is celebrated with high spirits by the young and old, irrespective of their gender and age. The festival represents the celebration of love amongst children, adults, and people of all ages. The 5-day long celebration begins with the burning of the Yaosheng, a small thatch hut or a straw hut, which is constructed with bamboo and straws on the first day. It is followed by the collection of donations from households by young boys and girls dressed in their best attires. Children visit nearby homes and receive little monetary gifts as a donation from the households in return. This part of the celebration is called the nakething. With the little donation they get, they buy themselves sweets or toffees or share among themselves with much joy and excitement. The highlight of the festival is the Thabul Chongba, a traditional Manipuri folk dance where boys and girls hold their hands and sing and dance in a circle. The literal meaning of Thabul Chongba is the moonlight dance and performed during the night time. It is a typical Manipuri celebration of get-together by the night under the full moon. Strangers and friends alike get along with each other for the dance. They share good moments along with the thumbs of music and laughter. This usually takes place on the second day of the festival, while it can also take place on the other days of the festival. Colors are one of the significant aspects of the festival. People apply colors on the faces of each other, and children splash water guns among themselves with water guns. The second day of Yosheng is also better known as Pichkari Umit or Pichkari Day. This joy and excitement of playing with colors do not dip till the fifth or the last day of the festival. Another significant part of Yaosheng, unlike the Holi celebrated in other parts of India, is that it is also a festival of sports. Most of the local communities and clubs organize sports on their local grounds or even on roadsides during the 5 days of Yaosheng. The primary idea behind Yaosheng sports is to steer the energetic youth away from veering towards drugs and alcohol and encourage them to sports and games in the state, which is already known as the powerhouse of the sports in the country. One of the most special features of Yaosheng, starting the third day, is the Chakchanaba. Married women and young girls of the locality will contribute their share of money and organize a feast. This includes the preparation of great local food and sharing amongst them each other. This way of organizing a grand feast in local communities has become an integral part of the festival. Moreover, most of the offices and government departments are closed during the 5-day Yaosheng. This provides an opportunity for family get-together. Yaosheng denotes the coming of spring season, and it is the best time of the year in Manipur. Ningol Chikoba. Ningol Chikoba, the family reunion that signifies the Manipuri's rich cultural heritage. Ningol Chikoba is one of the major festivals in the state, which falls on the second lunar day of the Manipuri calendar, Hyanghae, that is November month. Ningol means married woman, and the Chikoba means invitation for feast. So the festival is one where the married women are invited to their parents' home for a feast. The invitations come from the sons or the parental family of the Ningols. The significance of the festival is the bond of affections among the brothers and sisters, daughters and parents of a family. Every woman wears the finest of traditional and ethnic clothes, bring fruits and sweets to be shared with the family, and cherish the beautiful moments of the childhood that she once lived with her brothers, sisters, and parents. On this joyous day of Ningol Chakoba, along with kids, the married daughters of every family come to their parental home with a festive mood and much of emotions to be reunited with other members of the family. The preparation of Ningol Chakoba begins in fact days ahead. The members of every family wait the whole year eagerly for this day and meet and greet their daughters and sisters with joy and excitement. They go to the market to buy necessary things, especially food products for the preparation of the feast, and clothes to be presented in their beloved sisters and daughters. They prepare a lot of tasty and healthy cuisines with much care and effort for the grand feast. The menu serves a variety of dishes like the nang thongba, made from sarang, rohu, nang angoba, and aromba are a must. Other food items include lafu aromba, tamfood, saibom thongba, uti, etc. After the feast is over, brothers, parents, and parents of the family present gifts to their sisters and daughters and wish for a happy and prosperous life. In return, Ningols show respect and usher blessings on them and pray for their happiness and longevity. The festival is mainly celebrated by the Meiteis, but nowadays many other communities have also started to celebrate it as it emphasizes the importance of happiness and reunion of a family in bringing peace and harmony in a society. The state government has declared Ningol Chakoba as a state holiday as the spirit of the festival encourages unity and prosperity in the society and lives of Manipuri people. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Anika Fiel from Grade 8 Lily. Today I'm here to talk about some festivals of Manipur. Manipur is a state in northeast India with Imphal as its capital. Apart from being a nature's gift to India, Manipur is a place full of culture. It is best known for the vibrant fairs and festivals held. Barely a month passes by without any. Now, let us have a look at some of Manipur's festivals. Gan Ngai. Gan Ngai, which is also known as Chakkan Gan Ngai, is a festival of the Zeliangrong people of Manipur. This festival is a post-harvest festival. Gan Ngai is celebrated in the month of Gangbu of the calendar of the Romain Naga tribe, which typically falls in the Gregorian month of November or December. Gan Ngai is celebrated in the 13th day of the Manipuri month of Wakching of Meitei Manipuri calendar. This celebration is celebrated for 5 days. On the first day, the locals perform various sacred rituals to pay reverence to their ancestors. The rituals include sacred fire, homage, and prayers to the deities for the good health of the community. The graves of the ancestors are also decorated with flowers. Followed by this, the next 4 days, continuous festivities with dance, music, and community feast occur. Men and women, wearing their traditional attire, danced on the streets on the melodious tunes of traditional musical instruments played by the men. Gifts are also exchanged amongst the family and friends. Cheirawa, Sajibu Nangma Panba, which is also called Mite Cheiroba or Sajibu Cheiroba, is the festival of the Lunar New Year. People who follow the religion of Sanamahism in the Indian state of Manipur usually celebrate this festival. The name Sajbo Nongma Panba derives from Manipuri words Sajib, Nongma and Panba, meaning the first day of the month of Sajibu. Similarly, according to the Hindu lunar calendar, the Lunar New Year is celebrated on the same day as in Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, and many other Indian states. Gatherings of the extended family and a sumptuous feast for lunch occur in the festival. Ritual offerings of fruits, vegetables, rice, and other uncooked food items to the Meitei deity Laningtu Sanamahi occurs during the early morning of the festival. A huge number of dishes are prepared using the offerings. Traditionally, the males of the house make the dishes, while the females help with chopping and washing the ingredients. The dishes are ritually offered at 2 different traditional locations around the house, one at the front gate and the other at the rear gate of the house. These locations are specially cleaned before the offering. The eldest son of the house will make the offering to 3 deities, Kumsana Kumliklai, Lord of the Golden Year, Lamsen Batu Senba, Guardian of the Land, and Lamaba Tumaba, Lord of the Land. The offering traditionally includes an odd number chang taba of dishes surrounding a small mound of steamed rice, a token currency, fruits, flowers, a candle, and an incense stick, all of them placed upon a plantain leaf. This ritual is performed in the late morning. The dishes prepared for the feast are shared after the rituals with relatives, neighbors, which is called Mate Lanba, after which this feast will start. It is believed that on the day of the new year, anything that happens on that day will happen for the rest of the year. It is a tradition for the family members to climb a small hillock to pay homage to the hill deity, signifying the elevation of the spirit to reach the divine. The Chingha at Chingjaimi and Cheirao Ching at Chingmerong are such hillocks that are specially prepared for these rituals. Known as Ching Kaba, it is usually done during the afternoon to early evening before the sun sets. Thank you. Hope you all liked my presentation.